Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm doing the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, which contains, as of this moment, Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 3. It'll eventually contain 4, 5, and 6. Those aren't out yet. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster was announced at this year's E3, although it's not the first time Final Fantasies 1 through 6 have been remastered or remade. Like, for example, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, they came out on the NES back in the day, and I believe 3 came out in 1990, and 1 and 2 came out in the 80s, so since then, though, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, rather, like, it got a re-release on the PlayStation with remastered graphics, and then ported to the GBA, and then probably on several other different consoles that I can't think of at the top of my head at the moment, but my favorite version of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 in particular is the PSP version. And well, while I was excited for the Pixel Remaster at first, containing like games 1 through 6, I then later saw what the sprites look like, and well, I'll show you guys later. Let's get right into this actually. Okay, so yeah, this game allows you to pick your classes, which, alright, is it gonna take? Alright, yeah, Bards. I'm going with Bart's because, well, Bart's has brown hair. Bart's on Final Fantasy V has brown hair, although, let's see, Thief. Gonna go with Monk because, while they don't use weapons, they are a powerhouse class, so, let's see, what was Tifa's mentor's name? Zangan? Yeah, I believe it was Zangan. I can't remember at the top of my head, but alright, and then White Mage, let's see. Gonna go with Final Fantasy IV's Rosa, so. Alright, and then Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. Alright. So I went with this because because Warrior is a good default. Like, I'm typically used to seeing like Weps using swords, and then as for the White Mage and Black Mage, the White Mage in particular, I mean, I always have to have healing spells when I play these games. And then Vivi, well, the Black Mage, rather. Like, when I play Final Fantasy VII, for example, I typically have, like, each of the magic materia equipped on, whether it's, like, fire, wind, thunder, ice. Like, I always have that equipped when I play, because they tend to be effective against enemies that are weak against those, so, alright, let's get started on this. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. Wish it went faster, cuz. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Oh, jumps right in. I did wish that intro went by a little faster. Well, I mean, any other time I wouldn't have minded it, but it seemed like there were some awkward pauses there, but, Alright. Okay, so... Alright, this does have the dash feature, and I can use 8 directions. Alright. You know, at first I didn't really agree with these sprites, I mean... But now that I'm looking at it and playing it, I mean... It looks closer to the NES game. I mean, yeah, it does look closer to the NES game, although I prefer the PSP version aesthetic because it looks cleaner and stuff, but, because right now I'm playing this on Steam and it's like, so naturally it's kind of blown up. It looks blown up on my screen, so I'm like seeing the pixels and stuff. Alright, so I'll play this one for a bit and then... play Final Fantasy 2. I noticed that they did redo the soundtrack a 3rd time. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not really a fan of the font here, because look at this. It's like... I'm not really a fan of the font here, because look, it's like... Because this is like bold right here, but then it's like bold. Whereas over here, it's like not bold. And also, this kind of looks a little weird. It's like, it's in widescreen support, but it looks like it's with 4:3 in mind. Like, cause like the characters are like right here, and then there's all this space like out here. Anyway. Oh dang, I need to get magic. Okay, wait, so I need to, real quick, I need to do something real quick. What's not too crazy about them remastering the game's soundtrack a 3rd time, but yeah, I gotta admit, it's growing on me. Like, I do like, for example, I like the use of the flute in this version, whereas in the PSP version, it sounds like... See what I mean? Alright, do I have like... Let me look at my menu real quick, actually. Ah, wait. Okay, got a knife. How much gil do I have? Okay. Do I have... Okay, that costs gil. Yeah, I'll buy it for my mage. Let's see. Don't have a shit. Let's see. Doesn't. Okay, there we go. It's a little strange how, like, all this is like, you know, like the text is high def, but like the sprite is pixelated. That's just kind of... Let's see. Okay. Huh, the menu has its own theme? I don't remember that in the PSP version. In Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, that's a healing spell. Persona and healing... Shin Megami Tensei, that's a healing spell. Okay, I'm gonna... So I got a few more... Alright. Let's see, I'll get... Alright, clothes, leather... I'll just buy that. Alright. Alright, so no shield at the moment. Alright, so let's get a couple of potions here. I don't really buy, like, let's say... I guess that's good enough. Alright. Alright. This area right here makes sense because there's a tree right there, and then still out in the field, it's kind of awkward. I don't really want to use my spells, but from what I remember, if you invest in like the monk, and the monk, it like grows stronger. Alright. I feel like he goes up the field faster than I remember. Not complaining though. Alright. Okay, Chaos Shrine. Like, the song of this is one of my favorites. I like the PSP version. I mean, the new soundtrack's not bad. I mean, music's highly subjective. I mean, I can play the game with it, but... At the same time, I thought the PSP version was like... Soundtrack was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but... Oh, I just got to the boss. Dang, okay. I think I'm just gonna play this fight. And I did it successfully. I like that little... I like the PSP's version. Alright, Garland. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. Who's there? The king's lapdogs? Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. I'm disappointed I didn't hear that line in that Final Fantasy Origin trailer at E3, but... Alright, let's... Okay, who are my important... Alright. I find it super weird how all this has has some pixels to it, but again, the text is like high def. It's weird to me. Okay, so Final Fantasy 1, I mean... So... I prefer the PSP's version sprite. I mean... I get what they were going for. I mean, these sprites look more like the original sprites. I get what they were going for, but... I mean, I know it's a subjective thing. I mean, somebody else may like these sprites better, but... But as for me, I prefer the PSP version sprites. I mean, like if I play this game, like if I ever talk about this game, I'll probably just review the PSP version, or I'll probably come back to this game with PSP sprite mods or something like that, but... Alright, so Final Fantasy 2. Without further ado, let's get started. And this game's different, like it's not class-based this time, so we're just gonna... As a matter of fact, these are established characters, not self-insert, so we're just gonna go with their original names and get started. A long-lived peace. Is at an end. Emperor Palamecia. The Emperor of Palamecia has called for and has begun his campaign for world conquest. That was too fast for me, but... A rebel army arose in the kingdom of Flint. But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault. Yeah, I can't narrate this. That's too fast for me, but... Small thing, but better than Final Fantasy 1. So this game got about as many re-releases as Final Fantasy 1 did. Alright, let's hear the battle theme of this version. I prefer the PSP version, but and as far as presentation wise, I have the same thoughts as I do Final Fantasy 1. Like, this also has a PSP version that I prefer the aesthetic of as well, but I do believe you actually die here. But yeah, you do die here. Alright, Guy? I mean, objectively, the music's as good as the PSP version, don't get me wrong, but I'm like thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's... I kinda went right through that too fast, but... Basically, they just want to join their army because they lost their homes and whatnot, but... Ooh, I like that chorus right there. That choir there. Yeah, as far as soundtrack goes, if I like replayed these, I'm pretty sure I'll prefer like the PSP version, half the PSP version soundtrack, and this version soundtrack. So it's like 50-50. Yeah, we're not gonna dawdle too much talking to people. I'm kind of just sampling these games. So yeah, you see what I'm talking about here? It's like all the text and stuff, and even like these boxes, it's all high def, but it's like the old just clashes with the new. I'm kind of just like, normally I say in my reviews that this game looks great, but I do not agree with everything Square did here, unfortunately. But let's see, do I have any weapons? Okay. I forgot where you go here, but let's see, do I have any gil? Yeah, I got gil. Let's see, I could. So, huh. Yeah, I forgot this is one of those where do I go sort of games. Like, I did beat it, but definitely taking that, and then just gonna take Thunder. Okay, cannot use. Alright. Alright, so we're not gonna spend too much time figuring out where to go here, but yeah, this game's plot is a lot like Star Wars' plot. You got a big empire versus a small group of rebels, like, but like, yeah, Square Enix does like Star Wars, I think. We're just. Alright, Flynn. Okay, we'll just go there then. Okay, Flynn. Yeah, the weird thing about this game, though, is you can, like, attack your own party members and it would raise your stats. So it's like, it doesn't have a typical leveling system. That's what's... Like, if you attack more, I think it increases your strength, whereas if you use more magic, it increases magic points. So yeah, I've heard of people actually, like attacking their own party members, which pretty much breaks the game. Flynn. Oh, Gatria. Alright, we'll play a few more minutes and then we'll do Final Fantasy 3. Yeah, it's gonna take me a bit to get used to the soundtrack. I mean, as much as I don't agree with the sprites, though, I can bear with it, though. Oh yeah, and the encounter rate was kind of high too, so. Alright, Flynn. What the heck? Oh yeah, these are dead creatures. Oh. Alright, and our last game for this video is Final Fantasy 3. Now, Final Fantasy 3 is actually different from 1 and 2. Like, 1 and 2 got many re-releases and remasters, but like, Final Fantasy 3 did not come here in America until, like, the DS remake in the second half of the 2000s, which, and like, that's a 3D remake, like 3D polygons and whatnot, so like, unless I'm mistaken, this is the first time Final Fantasy 3 has been released in sprite form, 2D sprite form, so there's like, there is a PSP version, but it's the 3D polygons of the DS version, so Luneth, Refia. Yeah, the DS remake had like established characters, whereas the original sprite version doesn't. Like, the original sprite version is like self-insert characters, whereas the DS remake had like. Now that I think about it, what else if I put suggested names? Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna put what the DS remake goes with. Ingus. So Luneth is the main party member, and then Refia dresses in blue, Ark in green, and then Ingus is just the last character I managed to name. So let's. It's a name, but. Into the silence of the Golgans prophesied, the great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, were swallowed into the depths as monsters emerged from the cave. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. Something. Four orphan youths raised by Tapapa in the rural village of were out to test their mettle. Oh yeah, in the DS remake, it was Luneth. Like, you only play as Luneth at this part, but... In the DS remake, you only play as Luneth at this part, but... I like this version of the battle theme better than the DS version. I like that they're using an electric guitar, a rock version. Yes, this Final Fantasy III doesn't have like a PSP sprite version, a 2D version. I don't... This is the only game in this package that I don't have a 2D game to compare to, so... I have no idea what I just skipped, but... Alright, we're just gonna play this game for a bit, so... Though for a game with self-insert characters, I find it kind of weird that there's dialogue between them. Unless the original NES version does it differently, which... Carbuncle? That's a summon, isn't it? I like the battle theme version of... I like the battle theme in this version better than the DS remake. Antarctic Wind, isn't that like... Where is Antarctic? Where is that? Oh yeah, it's a consumable item that deals ice damage. Well, who's talking? Well, who's talking? It's not... I guess the boss coming up is gonna have a lot of eyes. Since it gave me Arctic Wind, I might as well. Wow, actually, since I got a sword. Huh? Sure enough. Oh yeah, I know this game in Final Fantasy V, it's got the job system, so watch this. It's gonna like shatter and give us crystals that contain jobs. Okay, so unlike the first game, which has fixed classes, like you can... And they're kind of the same as... Which has like fixed classes, like you actually change jobs and experiment in this game. Ruffia, let's see, let's make you a mage, white mage for now. Don't have equipment for that. Alright, we'll make you a Ingus, let's see, let's make you a monk. It's like the same as Final Fantasy 1 sprites though, but... Alright, we'll play it for a few more minutes here. Let's see. There we go, sun protection. Oh, look. You notice how, like, some of these have, like, scleras, like, the white around the pupils, but this person is just a black dot. Now, Final Fantasy 3 is... Final Fantasy 3 and 12 are the only games in this series I have not yet beaten. We'll let you know that. Yeah, we'll just try out these new classes. I'm just gonna explore a bit, let's see. Okay, since this is Final Fantasy, let's see. I know like healing spells and stuff like hurt like dead zombies. Yep. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. I mean, I gotta admit, the sprites have grown on me. Like I really like how it's like the grass and fields, they have texture still. I'm like, from what I remember, the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy IV is just green. It's just the color green, no texture, and then like the ocean here is like, this is Final Fantasy IV, the Super Nintendo version I'm talking about, where it's like the ocean was just blue, but there's like waves and stuff. But yeah, my thoughts. So I'll probably just play the PSP versions of 1 and 2 if I ever play it. I'm personally gonna play the PSP versions of 1 and 2 again. But 3, I think I might give it a shot in 2D. Like, I mean, I think, like, most of the time I prefer 3D games over 2D games. Like, for example, I prefer Ocarina of Time over A Link to the Past, Mario 64 over Mario World, and Metroid Prime over Super Metroid. But yeah, I think I like, for Final Fantasy 3, I think I like these sprites a little more over the 3D polygons. But I mean, the sprites themselves, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, playing, I think that this is, I mean, again, I still prefer like the PSP versions of 1 and 2. I prefer the aesthetics of those games over this. But Final Fantasy 3, yeah, I like this for Final Fantasy 3. But then again, the only other 2D version I have to compare it to is the original release. But yeah, I've seen sprites of 4, 5, and 6, and well, 4 has a PSP version with sprites similar to 1 and 2, and then 6, yeah, I looked at the sprites for 6, the Pixel Remaster, and yeah, I don't like it for 6. It's a step down for 6. Like, in fact, when they first announced it, like, I was actually hoping that this would be like 6's sprites, and then either that or the 20th anniversary 2D version sprites, or like an Octopath Traveler kind of presentation. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a blessed night.